Morning, everybody. But I think at this moment, maybe you have a question. Who is carrying? Who is FLYTEC? But I would like to say at this second, it's not the most important. I think the most important is we can have the following journey together with me, and then you will feel who is FLYTEC, why we are different. And the most important, the following topic is not about me, not about FLYTEC. I would like to say something, what about us? How we together to reshaping a better tomorrow. I think before I talk about us, I would like to say today, it seems to be a very tough day. But always we say today is tough, actually it will be the best day for the next decade, right? Every day we will have a challenge. But indeed, now we will feel a lot of uncertainty. Oh, the weather is uncertain, the economy is uncertain, even except for the economic, the whole world is uncertain. How about our daily work, our daily life, our brand, our business? So I think maybe it's time to have a talk about what I can do. Because I think thanks to the expert talks we got from the fair, performance day, and the talks, we got a lot of inspiration what we should do and why we should do the right thing. For example, the sustainability, to talk about the trend. But I think it's also need to have a little bit more content about so how to do and what to do. It seems like quite tough for us. A lot of a headache for our everyday. But I would like to show maybe at least 3 of our headache challenge every day we are facing. Of course, it's not enough, not only like this, but this is the most high frequency we are facing. First of all, the economic pressure. Why we say so? The cost every day going up. Not only the transportation, the cost of a material, the workmanship, is because of this uncertainty of the world. Secondly, the commercial, the retail price, unable to increase or even have to go down. This is a kind of a conflict. Usually what we will do, is it needed to be sacrifice something to just make some compromise, to sacrifice the quality, to keep the better course? Seems like the traditional way, but is there any other answer? The second challenge is the regulation wave. We have just finished the PFC-free task, right? It's a headache for the past 3 years. We changed everything. But the DPP is coming. DPP means more. I heard a lot of people that, what should I do? How can I do? But I think there also must be some easier way. The third is the innovation paradox. I think this is the most difficult and the most hard decision everybody is making. Why we sit together to have a whole day to see what is new in the fair, why the talk is talking about the future trend, because we know about it without the innovation, without the future. But we also very hard or hesitate to say, even today, shall I do a little bit conservative because now it's so challenge of the market. But talking about the innovation, we always need to more investment. Maybe we have to take maybe half is successful. There must be some potential risk. What shall we do? Maybe it's a very difficult or very challenging for somebody, headache. For some of the people, maybe still headache, but not so much. But why? Maybe we should think something else on a different direction. I'm trying to raise 3 solutions for just example. It's not the all, but it's a kind of examples. If during this kind of the challenge, what other option actually we can have? For example, we can using high efficiency to cut the cost, not to cut the margin corner. Or when we do the DPP-ready, even it's a regulation, today they are not really sure what actually they will ask for, but we can make something to be prepared well because from the day one, not the day when the regulation launch. And the third, if you're using the integrated product development process, we can make something like, we call it to be deterministic innovation, which means that when we launch the innovation, we already think about it should work and how it works. I show you the first case about the cost and quality dilemma. Seems like it's a kind of conflict I shared. It's a traditional way to think about it. So usually we say, can we get a better price? And then if I cut the quality to hit the price for certain, how about my future? We have built the trust of our end consumer for maybe dozens of years, even some of the brand is hundreds of years. But now, maybe we can think another way of thinking. We believe that there must be some new way. Not cutting the quality to reduce cost, but also not compromise on the performance to hit the price target, but trying to using the efficiency. Think about the traditional way we develop things. Sometimes we will do the lower cost to endure the price, but maybe we will lose some trust. But what we do, I show you one of the examples. Maybe you can see some collection in our booth. I have roughly 10 styles, very nice rainwear. You know, most of the outdoor brand, their rainwear collection is a quite price pressure collection. And then we will have a very nice, soft, hand-feel, high-performance 20K. And then even it's already LC ready. You can imagine how much the fabric and the garment it will be looks like. I tell you that it's a 2.5 to 3.5 US dollar. And the jacket is roughly to be 15 US dollar only. How come? It sounds like a high quality, even higher than usual. So we're using several methods like that way. First, we're trying to create scales. Everybody know about that? Oh, if I have a big order, I can get a better cost. But how to create the scales? Everybody can have such a big order. If I don't, I need to compromise quality? No. Because as your solution partner from FLYTEC, maybe we will think about it. First step, I will choose the most suitable fabric, which is the most of the brand or end user, they will like it. It's a very classic, but people love it until today. It's a very suitable fabric. So we just choose 4 kind of a core yarn. And then we're choosing 2 suitable membrane to fulfill different scenarios and then the performance request. And just using 5 more finishing. Then what's the meaning is, I create a modularize of the blocking of the elements of the raw materials. And then I make different combination to fulfill the customized request, which means I standardize the process, I standardize all the elements, but I still can create a very suitable, adaptable product to different kind of the brand. So I create the scales. So once created scales, we can, during the process, we can high efficiency of a production, less waste of the development, and then to even safer, I still have a margin to upgrade the quality. Better yarn, I would like to say that's a nice, very nice hand-filled. So not only the fabric, it's not the end. The next step is we even the full chain efficiency. After finish the fabric, we also ask my whole chain partner work together to make a better life, to cut the waste from all the trials round by round. Everybody know that if I are facing a 15 customer ask for 15 different requests, 15 different rounds of the sampling, that's how many wastage that will be. But if today, before I launch the market, I already match the tape and then pilot production to try how the process to make it standardized, to reduce all the risk, and then even finished a whole collection of the reference garment. I'm using this one to create, okay, this is suitable for the women's style, one women, one men's, one pocket, one more sporty, one more classic, one more wear, something like that, like a demonstration. And then you just need to infuse your brand's DNA, your logo, your color, your style. It's still to be multiple options to the market, but the whole chain already to cut off the waste. So what we do the development circle shortened for efficiency to less the waste of during the procedure, during all the samplings. We reduce the production risk because sometimes actually our cost is not only come from the materials, it's also come from how much waste we will go for, and then we also will call in a part of the percentage of the potential risk, something like that. So that's how we're using the efficiency to create the scales, to cut off the wastage, meaning it's to offer the better quality but much more competitive price. So you see, the first element is we calling, is it quality and the price is still the conflict things? Maybe no, it's just another way to think about it. But if we're doing this kind of the way to work, is it anything else I can create? To think about it, if now I standardize the whole procedure, I also standardize all the model of the elements. From the day one, I already documented, I already dated it. So how about when we run even the pilot production, I already know about how the life cycle of the products. Yes, that's how we're facing the second challenge. It's when the wave of environment regulation, we talk about DPP, everybody talking about next year, it's a big task. But actually not only the DPP, for example, we just finished the PFC task, DMF is coming, DPP coming. First of all, is it the right things we have to do? Yes. For sustainable, it's not only the mission, it's also talking about it's a must to do. Otherwise, we don't have a future. We don't need to think about today what kind of the product, what kind of the garment is not meaningless. So first of all, this is the right thing. But can we do the right thing smoother, less stressful, and then more complete? It's not just it's another headache things. I know it's right, but I really not so willing to move on. But usually, think about it, current, our industrial, how they do it. First of all, think about why you feel so difficult. There are two main kind of supplier in our industrial. First of all, is the trading company. They're usually without the factory, but they will outsource. But outsource is not the big problem. But once outsource, if they just thinking of things, the request from the customer order by order, they're just thinking for one fabric, they have no idea about, okay, and now where is this? Where the yarn is it? Because I also asked this weaving house to help me to weaving the grade. So they are not controlling the whole chain. The second is thinking about order by order. That means that every single data, every single LCA calculation means the cost. The second is, sounds like better. They are the vertical factory. Sounds like they already have all the facility, easier to calculating, but I have a question. How many factories from the fiber to yarn to grade to weaving to dyeing to laminating to garment? I think no more than 10. So how the others? Many of the factory, they still have a part of the chain, the process is still outsourced because it's a kind of our industrial. We have so many procedures. We are working together, that's good. But which means that if this kind of the factory, they are still the same situation or same problem according to no matter it's a trading company with or without the factory. The most important is, first of all, are they controlling the whole chain or from the no matter the tier 1, tier 2? Or are they thinking about a product, or they thinking about only order by order? Because once thinking about order, you can imagine, you ask them, hey, now I have a 30 fabric working with you, and then I need your LCA. Then they will calculation 30 different fabrics LCA cost to you. I remember I joined the day zero, a lot of experts together. Very tough question. A retailer asked me, who should pay for the DPP? Who should pay for the LCA? I like it, but I think the customer, the end consumer should pay for it. But you know, we have another group of people say, why? If I am a consumer, why? It should be do so. It should be traceable. It should be truly things. It should be all to be monitored. But why I should pay for that? Yeah, why? But
we test performance.
That's actually the more ideal situation.
System, but performance alone is no longer enough. If it can be made, it can be measured. If it can be measured, it can be improved. Trace what matters. FLYTEC.
Yeah, I would like to show some of the showcase how to deal with it without any additional headache. To think about it, if we always will ask ourselves, if I am a brand, I am an end consumer, what we want our supplier chain to have ready for this. It's not just what you will ask for me. So they would like to have someone who thinks ahead, firstly. And then someone who control the train, I mentioned, someone who can involve. Don't forget that today you got a task to collect the data, to measurement, to calculate it, but that's not the end. Why we should calculate all the data? Because we need to keep continue improve and evolve. You can imagine there is a brand A, there is a brand B. They have the similar, exactly the same jacket like what I'm wearing. Today, all of them, they're talking about how this is a sustainable jacket. But after DPP, brand A will show up one figures about the carbon footprint. Another will show, the brand B will also show up. If there is a discrepancy, for example, the brand B is a higher carbon footprint than the brand A, I am the end consumer, I'm paying for the same cost and same waste, but it seems more eco-friendly, so I maybe choose brand A. So what should I do? The brand B doing? So say, oh, I must improve. But is it easy to improve if it's a factory? Is it easy to fix their facility? If a trading company, is it easy to tell you that, okay, you asked me to have another option and then go for another round of LCA? Is it any new? So the problem is not factory and the trading company. The most important is that we are not building up a vertical factory or vertical production. We are building up a vertical product from fiber to grade to membrane of the final fabric. We have the vertical product. Then we can modelize different kind of the environment. See, standardize the process again, to modelize the core element again, but we can day one to document it, mention it, to data it, and then we can even improve or involve part of it to fulfill no matter today is a PFC free or today is a DMF free or the DPP. That's how we do. I record the last examples. I mentioned the high efficiency collection. It's not only the price and the quality higher. It's today already LCA ready. See, it's talking about how efficiency and how think about what we can do and how the method we do it. So what this means for you, you can have a simple process. Did you see here? That's the collection I mentioned that, the very high efficiency rain jackets, the related fabric figures already there, and even the platform are developed. So if you are a brand, my partner, I just quickly to link up, offer you an API, like my data patch, and then link up together, click. All the data is in your platform. No matter you are using Retrace or others, it's a very flexible and adaptive because we think ahead before you, but we're also thinking about how to let your life easier but truly work. So next question. Are you using this way to create a high efficiency? Are you using this way to deal with the data or compliance process? Is it able to using the same thinking, the mindset to create the capability to push the innovation in further? We know a lot of innovation in this house, this two hall. Do you feel paradox, the innovation paradox? Why? Without the future, without the innovation, without the future, no doubt. But can you imagine in the usually the way is that if I invest, at least, I remember many of our customers are already talking about summer 18 or even winter 18 development, which means it's already 2 years or 24 months later. And then we need to have a round by round of the sampling, test, trial, money. But until after that, I still not really make sure that is it workable? The market is changing, economy is changing. Shall I step back a little bit, wait for the market? But you can imagine, when you feel that, if you are waiting, it seems like also slowly to be dying. If I am a brand. Because talk about the brand, always need to think about what is my discrepancy, my difference, advantage to compare with the others. That's how I alive. So innovation, no doubt, similar like a sustainable is a must to be. But for using another examples, it has just happened in the past 3 years. You have the experience how the DMF to be removed. I would like to show you this example, how FLYTEC did. First step, not think about what my customer asks me, because every day I will have hundreds of customers asking me this. But first of all, actually they are not really my customer. All of us only have one customer who step in the store, pay by the jacket. So we are together just to satisfy our end consumer. So the first step, we need to think about what should the right jacket our end consumers purchase. So what's the pain point now? They are facing that, okay, I would like to lighter and lighter, but when lighter, there is a not so high performance. And then even the fabric is a high performance, the taping is leaking. And then the DM of a PFC-free staining is harmful for me. And my lovely jacket, my most favorite jacket, but it's aging. And the high breathability, I want to be comfortable, but it's a swelling. So this is quite common in a rain jacket, right? A waterproof jacket. So this is actually the user need. So once I start from the user need, I need to think about, okay, this means all my brand customer, my brand partner, they were facing the same problem because they are customer facing this kind of a problem. That's their user need. So I need to think about what the next step is, what should I do will be correct. That's the problem I just list, what should be the correct. So I need to also same process to modelize different elements. What is the lamination fabric related to the problem I just mentioned? The surface of fabric with the finishing of a DWR, and then the house membrane. Usually like that only. So that's easy to separate it. This is in two angles. So that's why when I'm thinking about, okay, now we have to PFC free, I just remove and make C0, CA to C6, now C0. That's all. But you know, usually we think, oh, this is now not so high performance. I need to sacrifice because of the sustainability. To be honest, our user, is it buying a C0 jacket? No. They are buying a not doctors. It's a not harmful jacket which fulfill my demand. I don't want it to be leaking. I don't want it to get wet, right? So that's why we need to create it. For example, we create SDWR to make it to be C0, but durable for 100 washes. And then it's 30-minute raining test. So it's still high performance, but to be PFC free. Then I think about the different membrane. Okay, membrane is an interesting topic. Everybody, because of we have something, leading benchmark brand, they are start from a membrane. But today is still the same. I would like to say, is it possible to have one membrane to fulfill different kind of scenarios and usage for the same comfort? It's impossible. So in FLYTEC, what is the solution? How to make it to be more dynamic? What should be a right jacket? Back to the first question. So you can see in our pocket, even the hydrophobic jacket, we will have a different option. Not too many, don't worry. I don't want to make too many, but we just make it sufficient. So we will have the polypropylene membrane, which is a hydrophobic and a microporous. It's a more durable for the performance of 30K, and then durable for washing. The problem is it's not that stretchy, but it's for that kind of a mountaineering, enough, lightweight, high performance. But if I wanted to go ski, I want to go sailing, I need some stretchy, that I will have an option to be a PU microporous membrane. If I have a very tense, active sports like running, like cycling, still have an option like e-sport membrane. Maybe now it's because it's not that high performance, but it's a stretchy and air mobility. None of these three, it's perfect, I would like to say. But suitable for different scenario and the comfort that user needs, that it's perfect. So that's the kind of, we call it to be systematic solutions. It's not just to think about, it's not start from what fabric or what membrane on my hand I have, and then I offer to the market. I'm thinking about what the user needs. So I still modularize it. It's not too many options, but the most suitable options. Maybe we have just skip some of them. We don't think it's a really good technology, but just keep the most important and suitable one. And even with the very traditional hydrophilic membrane, you say, oh, maybe only the high-end thing is an innovation. No, don't think about the innovation always to be very premium. We also can have the development to make more people affordable. It's also an innovation. For example, we develop a new TPU membrane. The first purpose is because the TPU is without DMMF, so we would like to develop it to replace the PU in the future. But we found that its cost is come down, but the performance even higher. It can be 30K, and then it without DMF. But the most important is what is the previous traditionally TPU have the problem. Oh, it's not so high temperature durable. It's not so easier to taping. Also think about the taping. So we just need to put my effort to develop, to update it, to improve it. That makes the innovation in the development, technology development, but offer the even better choice for the market. So beyond the product, because we are the fabric solutions provider, our product is a fabric, but not only the fabric. We're thinking about if it's a complete solution, including the product solution of fabric, and we also need to develop how to using it properly. So the category solutions is the second step, and even the marketing support solutions. Even sometimes we create a very good product. Sometimes we found that it's still not get a welcome from the market because we didn't have a suitable communication. I can't tell that, oh, I have the best ability to communicate with the end consumer the best. But the problem is the most meaningful is I prepare it as your inspiration. If you are my partner, when you got the material from me, you already got the garment category sample as a showcase, and also all the element of a marketing to ready for the communication. You just need to inspire by them. That means what? Also the efficiency. So when I develop it, I always think about the last step back to the form, back to the day zero. Is it not so easy to get something wrong? That's why I say when I go for the innovation, sometimes my feeling is, okay, I choose this 50-50 because I feel like it's good, but I'm not sure is it workable for the market because we are developing 24 months before. But if you have a partner like us, we have to do all the pilot tests, not only the testing in lab, but also testing how to make a nice garment, how to communicate with the market. Do you feel a little bit more confident? Okay, so now I talk about the standardized process and modularized of the element. Why are you guys doing like that way? Because we're thinking of things like that way. That's why it makes us so confident that when I offer you the solutions, I will confident that it's supposed to be correct. Because all the technology on our hand, it's like a standardized model, the elements. We just need to continually to improve it to be good enough. And then we think about which kind of category and which scenarios is matching. And then we offer the suitable systematic solutions. And right now, maybe you have a big question. I'm a brand. You're always talking about you offer me a standardized product, standardized procedure to create the skills. But is it possible to make everybody using the same things because you offer me, then I accept you? Don't worry, because I'm also thinking about the same problem, what you are thinking. So I'm trying to do something before you are facing. We're using this process, we call it IPD process, to integrate a whole, it's not just a development team to do the development, because we do the development from different angles. First of all, I mentioned the user demand. The second is that I have a lot of my technology on my pocket. We have the technology pool. And then we do the value analysis. The value analysis is it what the new product, what the new technology, is it worthy? Is it a gimmick or is it truly? And then is it fulfill the demand? Is it good enough? And is it suitable for you? Because every brand, they will have their DNA, your own taste, style, some maybe the texture, maybe the color. So when I'm doing the value analysis, you have to just see what we are doing, all the systemic solution. The most important is what kind of the combination I can do for your customized demand. So that's a very important way. Sometimes we think we will do one thing right, not the level per process. 80% should be the first step to make things right and then do it right way. So, and then we offer the fabric category solution and marketing support solutions, and then using the core supplier chain to manage every step of it. Because we have a vertical product, not a vertical production, but vertical product. If you're doing like that way, there are two outcomes. It's a very truly valuable. One is the optimic system solutions. If it's a systemic solutions, which means it's more confident, more determined to use. And then optimal efficiency. We talk about not cutting the corner of the margin, as a cutting the waste. And then, so that's why efficiency always create less cost and then higher margin. Okay, back to the first question. Who am I? Who is Karin? Who is FLYTEC? Did you feel during the journey with me, we are doing something different? But why we can do so? First of all, FLYTEC, we start from user thinking. It's not only our brand customer doing the user thinking. I think the whole chain should be user thinking because we only have one customer. The second, we play the long game. Not only the development is long, maybe sometimes we will research or put the very good technology on our pocket for even for 10 years. We will continually to develop it until today it's worthy to use. But not only like that. We talk about the long game because if I launch such kind of solution for you, can you imagine you can shorten the time, but how many effort we will put more before you ask for it from me? But we're willing to do so because only play long game, the long-term thinking can create a brand success and a life for long. The third, the most important, the big value, it's we put your success first. In China, there's a very typical word in 3,000 years ago. We called it 利他. It's not just a benefit for you, but we trust. The first step, I think about you're successful. Yeah, I know I will be success because we are the group, we are in the same world. So this is three things. It's why FLYTEC different and why we are offering solutions for everybody. So we would like to do your systematic solution provider and a partner. We are located in the Suzhou. Here is our location. You can see that. And then all the partners there is already we accompany with them. So we are the partner. So what's our goal? We have a very ambitious goal. We would like to have it together, reshaping a better tomorrow, all of us. So we provide functional fabric and wearable technology solutions. If you really would like to see those high efficiency collection with the LCA, and then all the very new innovation you are very confident to use, and all the already category development, you can visit our booth from C1 Hall F03, just nearby the Italian bar, and I'm Karin. So welcome to check our website and then to communicate with us, link up with us. I would love to be your partner. Yeah, thank you. So, any question?
Thank you, Karin. Yeah, any questions? Well, I do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I find the vertical integration that you have super interesting. Have you seen other competitors or organizations begin to embrace that as well?
Oh, it's a very good question. I no doubt that there must be some, not so much. But I think when the first day we are thinking about why we're doing like that, it's not because of someone doing like that way. Maybe not in our industrial. For example, in some of the like electric car or maybe in Huawei, they are already proven that this kind of the IPD model is successful because the logic actually is successful, and then the logic is cool, is good. But we're trying to think about, we are the traditional industrial. Can we using some more modern, but in the same foundation thinking to make people long-term thinking and then make people successful and think in the whole chain, not only the very short-term today product by product. So that's why I would like to say there must be some same concept with us, but not too many, because it's not same as our traditional industrial, the old mindset. I just mentioned some of the traditional way, but I also found the very successful examples in, for example, electric car like Tesla, and the Huawei is doing this in a very good job. Not because today they are big, because when they are still small, they are already doing like that. So I think there may be some, I'm not sure it's a culture foundation, but I think no matter which culture, if the foundation, which logic is correct, which the heart is really to help everybody as the partnership to work together and also to think about the whole picture back to the first step, then it will make sense.
Okay, thank you. And maybe a second one, if...
Any question?
I'm an actually LCA practitioner, LCA geek, I'm really interested in the way you do it. And I'm wondering, are customers able to use that for customer-facing communication? Have they been third-party verified?
Yes, I think that's very important. I remember many of customers last October right here, they asked me, oh, I'm a headache, high pressure, next 2026 need to prepare for the DPP. And then the first question is not asking me what to do. The first question they're asking me, oh, which platform you are using? Because it's better I can using the same platform. So that's why I do some research. I found that actually platform is not the most important, because now different platforms like Retrace or Traceable, they already have this kind of the platform to communicate with the end consumer. That's the brand using. But as the supporting to my brand customer or brand partners, the most important is I can make it to be more adaptable and then to be more, how to say, easier, flexible for them to link up the system, the data directly. So what we did is, first of all, we development and also the calculation I have already mentioned, but I just say the last step, I need to calculate the fabric as a whole package of the data, and then we put into a third-party platform, which is using the chain block technologies. Okay. So to make it, it's a quite, how to say, certified, and also I can't just manually to change it. It's a true data. But and that data is come from maybe the base, the foundation layer, and then the link up to the different platform is just adaptable. So quite easy, simple, and flexible. Yeah.
Super. Thank you. Please, let's put our hands together for Karine.